We are quite clearly back out here in the Hunter Call the Wild today and not playing a throwback game for Throwback Thursday. And the reason is the game that I wanted to play is kind of difficult to get working. I'm having a lot of FPS issues and crashing, so I thought I'd put that off until I can really get it properly working. But that game is Rocky Mountain Trophy Hunter 3, which is a game I played as a kid. A lot of people really like it, and I'm really hoping I can get it to work. So in the meantime, we're out here in the Rocky Mountains of Call the Wild on Silver Ridge Peaks, and we'll kind of see what we can manage with a multiplayer hunt. And that's one way to start a hunt, a level 1 male pronghorn, just 29 to 43 estimate, but maybe a Hall of Shame edition. I'm sure that we have killed level 1 male pronghorn in the past, but I'm not so certain that we've ever actually taxidermized one, so maybe we'll do that. This is not a good sign. 2 at the same lake. Maybe that's a good sign that elsewhere on the map there's going to be a lot of big pronghorn, because it's rare to even see, I think, one level 1 male, let alone 2 in the same spot. And we talked about the Hall of Shame. This guy scores 40. I almost feel like there's a good chance the other one is smaller. I mean, they're going to have the same horns basically, but this guy had a much lower estimate, so I'm going to assume that he's a lower score. And yeah, 34 for that guy. Pretty rough. So yeah, that's going to be our Hall of Shame edition. Well, it might just be a normal looking level 3 turkey, but to my knowledge, that's the first time we've seen at least a level 3 where we actually get that Merriam turkey label, and he's actually stopping out there for us, but the only turkey weapon we have is the 22, so we'll probably just go ahead and try to get that. Should be actually into a lung there, so nice to get the full quick kill and everything. It's always such an odd thing with the turkeys, because they react kind of slowly to getting hit, and then they sort of don't fly away as quickly as I think we probably like. So making the drop shots kind of gets around that, and in my opinion, it looks a bit more realistic. So first time seeing the Merriam's turkey label, and actually 4.7. At least it's not like the normal score you get of 4.6, so we'll definitely tax that. I'm not sure if we have any 4.6s still in the main lodge. If we do, we'll definitely be sure to replace them with this guy. And that does remind me, I eventually want to do a grind for a melanistic gobbler, because that's the only rare we don't have for the Merriam turkeys, and they do look pretty good. And maybe it could go in a multi-mount, especially with the albino Rio Grande we have, so at some point, we'll definitely have to do that. Well, finally we have a decent mule deer buck out here. He's at least in the max weight estimate, and I don't think that score estimate is super accurate. I'm pretty sure that rack tends to be around 250, but he goes all the way up to 300. So hopefully when he lifts his head, we can drop a heart shot in there. I decided to run with the 303 today, pretty much to be able to carry the other couple weapons in this loadout, so I had thought about grabbing the 30-06. We saw it perform really good in Tuesday's video, but maybe we'll go for a 30-06 specific hunt sometime here in the near future. In the meantime, there's another pretty good looking buck up there. I don't know if we can maybe get into that tower or get somewhere where we can see that. I think it was just another big 4, but sometimes it can be kind of hard to tell through the brush. I guess it must have been this buck here, which I want to say actually has the same rack shape as the one that we already killed. But I swear it was a blonde fur type. It could have just been the case that there was another blonde one that was near him. I am actually not so sure we even hit a lung there. I guess we did as vital blood. From that range, I thought he would have gone down a little bit quicker. It goes to show, I mean, sometimes range does make a difference, but I'm gonna assume just maybe far forward and single lung. And he actually kind of stayed around for longer than I thought. I mean, it wasn't even that far forward. The shoulder blade's what really slowed that down. But yeah, 240 for that guy. We'll see if that actually is the same rack and everything. Actually, you know what? This is a different rack, which at least gives us a bit of kind of variety there. 258 for that guy. Heart shot at 230 wasn't too bad, but it is actually nice to hunt these guys now. Ever since the Rancho update, they have the new, textures and, the skins for the different fur types. I just think they look a little more realistic, and I don't even know what it is they changed about common specifically, but I just think they look better. Well, with another big mule deer buck coming in, I think we are going to try to get that shot quickly. They're just kind of getting to their drink zones, but there's a couple of mountain lions around, and there was no way they were actually going to get here, so we switched servers just to try to continue to be in servers where like stuff like mule deer and mountain goats would be drinking, and pretty similar size to what we shot in the last one, but these guys were kind of trying to make sure that wasn't going to happen. Ooh, that, I don't even need to spot that. That is a huge level 5 Rocky Mountain elk, and he's actually a guaranteed diamond with that 496 minimum estimate. My knowledge of Rocky Mountain elk and their different diamond racks is that that is the big one, which admittedly with that estimate this isn't much of a bold take, but I'm pretty sure is guaranteed to score over 500. So we'll go and grab this mule deer so we don't lose him, and we'll kind of get on to trying to get that guy. So with a little help, we've got our mule deer buck, which is a 256. I think maybe our second best one so far. We'll praise Rascal for that, and we'll see if we can maybe get ourselves into position here. I'd love to try to make like a heart shot or something on that. We do have the 300, so that's probably going to be what we go with. And if I'm not mistaken, that is yet another brown fur type, which pretty much all of our Diamond Rocky Mountain elk have been. It's been a while since we've gotten like that rack on level 5 elk, and it is definitely a sight to see, but with him standing still, well, I wanted to attempt that heart shot. I think we may have actually gotten double lung of all things. It's funny that it's kind of gotten to this point, but since I started doing the monthly montages, I try to go for as many like heart shots or just generally drop shots as I can, because I think it makes for a more entertaining montage, and every now and then, those shots come up where we attempt a heart shot and don't get it and end up in the lungs, but I mean, I do consider a hard shot, especially at that angle, pretty safe, because if you miss, pretty much the most common result is what we got. I'm curious where exactly the shot hit, because I thought that should have been probably straight into the heart, but the way that he went down, it makes me think somehow we got both lungs. Actually died in a pretty cool spot. I don't know if we can stomp this vegetation down. I would call that one of the better screenshots we've gotten of a downed animal since the Bloodhounds came out, but let's see. 512 and a max weight. This is the first time we've ever gotten a max weight Diamond Rocky Mountain elk, and I believe he is now our best at that 512.9 mark. It was a right lung shot. That's not at all what that says, so I guess we're never gonna know. Wait a minute. I just realized that says gold. Okay. Well, I guess somebody shot this earlier with like a 22 or something. There are odd things that happen in multiplayer, and I guess that's one of them. Pretty unfortunate. It could very much be the case that, let's say, somebody was in this server and shot the animal, maybe messed it up, and left, and somehow the server ends up with it being back to full health. That's just a guess. Like, I don't think somebody's just out here shooting random level 5 elk with a 22, but that's pretty unfortunate. Yeah, that's starting to become more and more believable. I'm curious if that was like a decent shot on that bighorn, or if that one was hit poorly as well. I'd love to know like what exactly happens, because we've seen it before. I think at one point we shot a piebald bull moose that should have been a silver and ended up a bronze or something because of the same thing. Like that animal shot 2 times or less check wasn't passed, despite the fact that we only shot it once. So I'm kind of intrigued. I want to go and see what that bighorn looks like, and in the meantime, hopefully there will be a mountain goat or something for us to get for our trouble. Well, I mean, we're going over there, so I guess just a level 2 female will suffice. That was the drop shot we were looking for on the elk. Not that it would have mattered, especially now knowing that. And I mentioned the thing with the montage as well. Given the fact that he's a gold, I don't think he's going to end up making the montage, so that whole thing really didn't quite go to plan. If we can hit this, that would be nice. It's so tough to tell like where to aim. When you're shooting like that far, I guess we hit it, you're dealing with like the drop of the bullet, but then because the bullet has to go through the air that far, the turkey's going to be way lower or higher in the air depending on like exactly the direction they're going. Anyway, we made the shot. Unfortunately, the game is just simply not going to tell us where that was hit. Although, if that's accurate, 85 meters with the probably not 300, I'm going to guess. Maybe it was a decent shot, so I don't even know what's going on in this server anymore, but we'll probably grab our turkey and get out of here. It's so unfortunate as well, like I was so excited to see that max weight elk, and insult to injury, just 0.1 off of getting a diamond level 2, but certainly can't complain. We had the level 3 diamond earlier. Sounds like there's a bear or something running around here. I guess it's probably a mountain lion since I can hear Rascal growling. So we'll confirm that's not going to be anything interesting. Low weight common female, so let's go and try another server, hopefully one that has, you know, animals that haven't been already shot before we get there. I'm not sure why, but after that I kind of feel like using the 300 again. And this is, I think, a guaranteed gold black bear. I'm trying to remember. 19-ish is gold for black bear. I'm not sure if it's 19 flat or exactly where it is, but hopefully that guy will make it. And if for no other reason than educational purposes, I mean, he was 19.9, but it is 19.2 for gold, so having that 19 lower estimate isn't a guarantee, but it's a pretty good bet anyway. And I think actually on that note, we're probably going to go back to the Trophy Lodge and try to figure out what to do with our turkey. Sadly, we're not bringing a diamond elk with us. I really thought for probably longer than I should have. I'm sure all you guys knew that was a gold long before I did, but I really thought we had just gotten our new PB, and as far as trophy rating we did, but for whatever reason that loss of the harvest check cost us the medal on that one. We've changed this a number of times, but I think this is probably the way to go. So this was 2 diamond Rio Grande turkeys. I kept the light buff because I prefer that plumage type a little bit over the normal buff, and put the new diamond Merriam turkey over here, especially with that 4.7 score. I just think he deserves a place there on the wall instead of a, I almost want to say common 4.6 diamond Rio Grande. Those 4.6 diamonds are really a dime a dozen. Getting anywhere above that, like in that 4.7 or of course the max 4.8, is just a little bit of a different story though. But like I was saying, I think getting a melanistic turkey would be nice to go along with the albino Rio Grande. So maybe that's something to do on SRP sometime in the near future. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.